I am Tony Parker from the San Antonio Spurs.
I'm Paul George of the Indiana Pacers.
I'm Nick Young. You tune in to Kicks on Court.
Hey again, everyone, and welcome back to Kicks on Court Weekly Recap, this time from the NBA Finals in San Antonio. I'm your host, George Kill. Glad you tuned in. So on today's show, we conclude the season resumes of our Kicks on Court champion nominees and discuss the best sneaker of all time in Ray Allen's eyes. But first, let's check out the Kicks on Court highlights from Game 1 of the NBA Finals, in addition to the sneaker notables we noticed during shoot-around. Ray Allen is the most tenured Jordan Brand member in the NBA today. The Miami Heat guard has virtually worn almost every Jordan Brand model you could think of, but there's one silhouette that stands above all, both performance-wise and for style.
The shoes that I've really enjoyed playing in they didn't have names. They were just the shoes that Jordan did for me. There are a lot of J's that I played in that look great, but as far as comfort, there were some shoes that I played in that I really didn't. They just had great soles on them. They didn't really have any name to them. They were just shoes that they sent me to play in. So the 11s obviously are the creme de la creme of shoes, and they have a great sole on the bottom. They compare to none when I put them on the floor. Like, they have the greatest traction, and for my game, that's what I need.
Allen also discussed the legacy of the G.O.A.T game Air Jordan 13.
Those shoes will always be cemented in the history of hoops. They were like cornerstone success stories because they built off of G.O.A.T game, and then Denzel wore them in the movie. So we'll always relate to those shoes, many years from now, and they'll always have a place on everybody's foot somewhere.
Now, prior to Game 1, I got the opportunity to be a guest on eSpurs, the San Antonio Spurs official playoff pregame live webcast, to discuss what we can expect from both teams sneaker-wise for Game 1 of the NBA Finals. Check it out.
Now, while the traditional media is still a staple in the NBA, there's a whole new media that's out there covering things, and one of those guys who's going to take a look at the finals from a different perspective is George Kiel III, comes from nicekicks.com. We cover the finals from a basketball standpoint, and on this show from a social media standpoint. How are you planning on covering the finals?
Well, I'll be covering from a shoe standpoint. I'm always looking at the footwear, checking out the new debuts that the players have, so I'll be checking that out.
Where did your fascination with sneakers begin?
It began in high school. I've always been a fan of what players wear, including myself, so me and my teammates, we all used to wear nice shoes during our high school games.
I remember when I got my first pair of Air Jordans. It was outstanding. What are the it shoes right now?
Oh, the in shoes right now, for Nike, it's LeBron's. LeBron's will be heavy. We actually have a LeBron from Manu Ginobili here.
Okay, and you've got some samples, yeah.
Right. So this is a shoe Manu Ginobili will be wearing. Nike always likes to bring out the gold tips, gold accents for the finals, so they did a great finish here with gold accents.
And what else we got?
We have a shoe for Kawhi Leonard. Also Jordan likes to do gold accents as well. They have gold elephant print here. This is the most comfortable shoe for Jordan Brand athletes right now.
Awesome. Anything else?
Yes. For Adidas, we have Tim Duncan's big shoe, the Crazy Quick. He doesn't like to change it up a lot. He keeps it simple, as always.
Is that Duncan's actual shoe size?
Yes.
And you got one more?
And Matt Bonner.
Matt Bonner shoe, okay.
So Matt Bonner actually signed with Adidas through our Twitter. He took over our Twitter account, and Adidas saw it, and they signed him after he's been with New Balance for a while. So
awesome.
Switched it up.
Well, George, thanks for stopping by.
Now, earlier this week, we concluded the season resumes of our Kicks on Court champion nominees on nicekicks.com. In case you missed it, here's a quick rundown of Monte Ellis, Terrence Ross, and Nick Young's cases for the year. Monte Ellis wore a total of 25 different Air Jordans this year, both new and old, in his first season with Dallas. He laced up almost every Jordan you could think of that incorporates the colors blue, white, and gray, such as the Flint Air Jordan 13, the Obsidian 12, the Wolf Gray Air Jordan 5, and the Cool Gray 11. He also laced up a couple of original 2000 release shoes, namely the College Blue Air Jordan 17, the UNC Air Jordan 23, and the White and Royal Air Jordan 18. Terrence Ross replaced DeMar DeRozan, who finished 5th in the Kicks on Court champion race last year, by lacing up a wider variety of sneakers more than anyone else on the roster. He He wore shoes from the signature lines of Michael Jordan, Penny Hardaway, Gary Payton, LeBron James, and Kobe Bryant. But he made his biggest splash in the debut department by becoming the first player to wear the Air Jordan 10 Dornbecker, the Spider-Man Foamposite Pro, the Barron's Air Jordan 1, and a few more. Nick Young made his presence felt all across the board. He wore over 10 different Nike ID Kobes, debuted the Kobe 9 Elite on court, and laced up a few customs. He also had some power debuts, including the Supreme Foams, the Dornbecker 2 during NBA Green Week, and the Fear Air Jordan 3 on Halloween. And you can't forget about his 40-point game in the Wheat Zoom generation. Now, to get a full detailed rundown on these three, check out nicekicks.com now. Also, be on the lookout for our 2014 Kicks on Court Champion announcement next Friday, June 13th. Well, we saw what the two finalists wore in Game 1, but it's now time to check out my Fave 5 of your Kicks on Court. Alex J. Burnett wore the Miami Night Nike LeBron 11, Maud Price laced up the Black History Month KD 6, while Ortonit J15 rocked the Cool Gray Air Jordan 9. Shad Razoo sported the Overtown Leaning Way of Wade 2, and coming in at number 1 is Ella Gary 95, who rocked the Quad 54 Air Jordan 5. Well, that brings today's show to a close. Don't forget, registration for my sneaker-themed 3-on-3 basketball event in Austin, Texas, called the Kick and Roll Classic, sponsored by the Josh Childress Foundation, is now open at kickroll.com. There will be NBA guests who will act as judges of what you, the participants, wear there, and prizes and giveaways from the likes of Nike, Foot Locker, EA Sports, and Nice Kicks will be given to participants who bring out the best kicks. So head on over to kickroll.com following this video to register your team of 4. I'm your host, George Kill, and as always, thank you guys for tuning in.